Hi, my name is Ben Owens. In this video, we're going to look at what it means to solve an equation. If you take a college algebra class, or really any algebra class, you're going to be asked to solve lots of equations. And I think it's really important to think about what you're doing when you're asked to solve an equation. In this case, here I've given it an example of a linear equation. Oftentimes I'll ask my students on the first day of class, what does it mean? What does this mean? What are they asking us to do when they ask us to solve this equation? And they'll give me lots of answers, like they'll say, oh, well, you have to find x, which is true. Or you have to get x by itself, which is also true. Or maybe even someone says you have to isolate the variable, which is just a fancy way of saying get x by itself, which is also true. But this is not what it means to solve the equation. These are methods of solving the equation, so it's instructions as to what we need to do in order to solve, but it doesn't actually answer the question, what does it mean to solve an equation? So what does that mean? What are we trying to do when we're asking you to find x, or we're asking you to figure out the solution to this equation? Whenever you have an equation, and it doesn't just have to be a linear equation, it could be quadratic or exponential, but anytime you're given an equation, it's important to think about this as a statement. In this case, it's a mathematical statement. This statement says 3 times something minus 5 is equal to 4 times something plus 2. What we're trying to do in solving the equation is to find the value that makes this statement true. That's what it means to solve an equation, is we want to find the value or values, there could be more than one, if any, there could not be any, that make the statement true. This is our overall goal. We want to find the value, or the values, maybe there's more than one, that makes this a true statement. If you want to think about a non-mathematical example, suppose we had this sentence. Blank was the actor who played Harry Potter. This is a statement that has something missing. Now, there are certain things, or in this case, a thing, that will make this a true statement. And there are certain things that will make this a not true statement. So, for instance, we could say, Tom Cruise played Harry Potter. This, of course, is false, thank goodness, and because it's just wrong, right? This does not make a true statement. To make this statement true, it would need to be, what, Daniel Radcliffe, right? He's the actor who played Harry Potter. Now, this is a true statement. The same thing that we're doing here by finding what makes this a true statement is what we're doing here. The only difference is we're looking for the number that makes this a true statement when we plug it into both of these x's. So for instance, we could just try something. What if we had x is equal to 5? Plugging this in for x, we would get 3 times 5 minus 5 is equal to 4 times 5 plus 2. Of course, we can solve. So 3 times 5 is 15 minus 5 is 10, is equal to 4 times 5 is 20 plus 2 is 22. Clearly, this is false, which means that x equals 5 is not a solution. So what we want to do is find a way to find all the answers that make this a true statement. That's what we have here. Each of these is a different way of telling us how to go about finding the value that makes this a true statement. The method is called isolating the variable, and it looks like this. If we started out with 3x minus 5 is equal to 4x plus 2, perhaps the first thing we can do is subtract 4x from both sides. That gives us negative x minus 5 is equal to 2. Then we can add 5 to both sides, which would give us negative x is equal to 7. And then finally, since this is negative x is equal to 7 dividing both sides by negative 1 will give us the answer. So our solution is that x is equal to negative 7. Negative 7 is the only value that will make this a true statement. It's Daniel Radcliffe, right? Any other number is going to make it false. I hope this video helps you to understand what it means to solve an equation. Thanks for watching.